Hey everyone, it's your relevant realtor, Amber Carpenter. Just wanted to provide a few quick tips for some home buyers. I have a friend who is currently buying out of state who asked me today, what tips would I provide for a home buyer who is active in the process of the search, meaning this particular person is utilizing various online tools like a Zillow, Trulia, HomeSnap, those types of things. So it really got me thinking, and during my run earlier, I kind of came up with what I think are the top 3 tips or things that I like to tell my clients when they are home buyers and they are helping me to search to find their property. So if you are a home buyer or know someone who is, and you find yourself looking on those websites like the Zillows and the Trulias and the whatnots, these tips are for you. Okay, so here we go. Tip number 1. Be careful. Do not fall in love with the pictures provided for that property. The truth is, hopefully they had a good photographer, so the photos should, make the property look appealing. The bottom line is you want to get into the property. If the pictures are enough to entice you and you really like it, try not to fall too in love, but definitely make sure to get in there as soon as possible. Pictures can convey one sort of message or feeling, especially if they're virtually staged, can make a home feel much more cozy. But getting into it then could provide a different feeling. So it's very important that you contact me. I will look up that property. I will let you know whether it is vacant or occupied. I think it's important for you to know that getting into the property, just because if it is vacant, sometimes those homes can feel a little cold, and it might be a little harder for you to picture your possessions and furniture and things there. So I like to provide that information. So that's number 1. Please be careful. Do not fall too in love with a home based just on the pictures. All right, number 2, kind of a 2-parter here. First part is pay attention to the status of the home. I can't tell you how many times I have a buyer come to me and say like, hey, this property, why haven't you taken me here? I want to see this. I'm so excited about it. Why wouldn't you show me this sooner? And the truth of it is that property is probably already under contract somewhere along the process, whether it's AI or contingent. It really doesn't matter. Basically, it means they already have a buyer secured and they're probably not even showing the property anymore. We wouldn't have an opportunity to try and gain access to that property and then therefore even move forward with an offer unless something fell through with their current contract. So make sure if you find a property that you're really interested in, again, send it to me. I will look it up and I will tell you exactly what the status is so that we know if it's something that we can get into and go view or if it's already taken. So that is something that's very, very important. Kind of a bonus tip for that one also, be careful with the home values that you see attached to some of these properties on those websites I mentioned, the Zestimate, if you will. Though those numbers typically are in the ballpark for the value for the home in the market today, it's really important that you send me the information for the address and have me run some reports to get some specifics about the property because, as I just said, the market changes daily. So the property value for that home changes daily, not only daily, but also is impacted by many things. And that number that you see on the website is also impacted by many things, including the number of times people click on that specific property. It adjusts the value based on that, which is not a real, contributor to the real estate market. So just be aware of that as well. And then tip number 3, last thing, is always check the property taxes. When you speak to your loan officer and you get your pre-approval, you're going to have an amount that you're working with. And really you should have 2 amounts that you're working with, or likely you will have 2 amounts you're working with. One is your total value. So your budget, for instance, I can afford a home up to $350,000. But then secondarily, oftentimes you're given a budget for your taxes. Do not exceed X number of dollars. Now, taxes in Illinois are not cheap, so you need to pay attention and be careful. Certain suburbs and areas are more expensive than others. So pay attention to that number and just know that if that number is high, I would say even anywhere over 5,000 to 7,000, you need to be careful and factor that into your monthly payment, because even if the home itself would sell to you for undervalue, so say a $300,000 budget, even if you can get the home undervalue, say at $275,000, if taxes are $10,000, $12,000, or if for instance you're looking in the Oak Park area, $14,000 and up $1,000, you're talking about an additional $1,000 plus a month in your mortgage payment that's just strictly going toward your property taxes. So if you can afford that, great. But if not, and you are on a budget, please be careful and pay attention to those things, because oftentimes, again, I'll have buyers and clients super excited about something, and then, it's like I have to break their heart because they didn't understand kind of how the whole process works. So If there's ever a property you are interested in, send me the information, and all of the above I will provide for you. I like to try and make sure I provide all of the information. So I hope that you find these tips helpful, and I hope that it can help guide your process in the home search. And if you have any other questions or any other tips that you think I might have missed, let me know. Leave a message or comment below, and I will talk to you soon. Relevant Realtor Amber Carpenter, good nights.